Well, hey folks, pt.11 here, and welcome to the channel. Oof, that thing is loud. And welcome back to Farm Sim 25. We're here on the Tassi Map. Now, I already already recorded an episode today, and, well, I did two contracts. I did a contract for fertilizing for about $41,000. Huge job, we got it done. We ended up, oh, he's full, actually having to go back and get more fertilizer. What they supplied wasn't enough. Belt out, there you go. But I mean, that's fine, you know, spend $1,000 or $1,200 on more fertilizer, and that went off fine. The idea, we had about 300K, and I wanted to get the vegetable harvester, which is about 350. So I figured, well, yeah, 80K worth of contracts will cover the harvester and the header. So the other contract I took, and I guess I should know better at this point, was a potato harvesting contract. Yes, I know. And guess what? It was so off the rails that it frustrated me to the point where I actually said, you know what? I think if Giants doesn't get their crap together pretty soon, I'm just going to abandon Farm Sim 25. You know, no more. When they make a proper working game. I mean, he drove all the way across a different field, the AI, and then did a big loop back to our field, did this weird circle in the corner, and then took off across the field to start somewhere else again. He hit every single tree. I had to cut trees down all the way around the field. Yeah, it reached a point where I finally went, you know what, no, I'm not going to do this contract, and I canceled it, which of course cost us $26,000, over half of what I earned on the first contract. And it was at that point that I said, you know what, I think until they actually get this working the way it's supposed to, I'm done. You know, between maps that you put 100 hours into and all of a sudden they get some bug that's been known about since the game's release, you know, and isn't fixed. Just, yeah. But anyway, what I did instead was I borrowed 150 grand to cover the cost of this thing. This is our harvester. And on the way home from the market, funny thing happened on the way from the, I came across this field. It's full of spinach. Well, we can harvest spinach. So I bought the field because good thing is, fields are cheap in this game. Like on this map, yeah, fields are pretty dang cheap. I think this thing holds more than our trailer. And it does. Wow, okay. Now, is there a good price on spinach right now? Let's have a look. So yeah, I bought this thing. Figured we'd pick up this little farm on our way home. This guy here, right? $18,000. Why not, right? That's not what I want, though. I want this, and I want prices, and I want spinach. Boom. Ooh, we're actually really close to our peak right now. That's not bad. I mean, there's a little dip here. Little market or storage bay. Storage bay. Well, that's sell only, not buy. Well, I guess we'll do that. It's a little ways to our farm, but we don't have much practical reason to hang on to this, I don't think. So let's go dump it off. But anyway, that's where it stands. But yeah, I kid you not, within just, you know what, screw it. No more Farm Sim 25. You know, I've had 2 maps go down because of glitches. And then, yeah. This one, well, actually almost 3 maps. I quit playing the Asian map because the fog never went away. This was so foggy when I started this morning you could hardly see the fields. It's cleared up. That's what you expect. Oh, this is what I've been doing at the farm. But, so yeah, basically 3 maps have been ruined because of game errors. And then this one, you know, the AI is so frustrating. Unless you pick a giant's map where all the fields are perfectly rectangular and have no obstructions, it doesn't work. Alright, let's see what we make here. I'll bet we make our money back for our field. Oh, look at it go up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what we like to see. $35,000. All right. Well, I'm going to put 30,000 of that back in towards paying off our loan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. There we go. All right. So we're not going to make much off of this field, but it's going to pay for our veggie harvester. Which is going to pay off well, because as we know, the veggies tend to sell for pretty darn good money. Yeah, this is a tiny field we're doing now. Our red beet field is huge. But I hope everybody's doing well. Now that I've whinged and ranged and all of that for a good half hour here. Yeah, it's the 2nd of March. So, or sorry, 2nd of March. I'm an idiot. It's the 2nd of April. 2nd of March was like a month ago. And here we are. And let's put you down. Let's get you running. I think I need to pull back a bit. I might have skipped some. No, it looks good. Alright. Oh, he was almost out. He had like a couple of 100 liters left in it. Alright, cool. So yeah, 2nd of April. Hope you all survived your April Fool's jokes. Well, actually, in all honesty, I'm hoping you could even recognize what was one as opposed to just the way life is these days. You know? Oh, I suppose we can put that away. Might make us a little more maneuverable overall. Alright, let's get this guy done. Oh, we're going to get at least one more of those loads out of here. Cool. Another 35K wouldn't hurt our feelings. Plus we'll get our original, whatever it was, back for the field, 18K or whatever. So, but yeah. That'll pay back almost half the loan. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Oh, and then on top of it, I was doing the stones. Well, actually, I wasn't. The AI was. Doing the stone picking in the big field that we were working on yesterday, or last time. And this bus stop is going to be kind of in the way-ish. There, I don't want to knock your stop sign, or your bus stop sign over. And perfect. There you go. And I had to stop because we didn't have a trailer to unload them into. So I went and got a little trailer, went back, and had to switch the hired worker out to unload it for some reason. And when I switched back to the hired worker, guess what? No matter what I set it to, he went back and tried to do the headlands again. Even though I'd done the headlands, I'd done more than half the field was done. That was the only thing the hired workers would do. Even if I turned off the headlands. Nope. To the outside edge, drop the thing and start driving over the already cleared land. So yeah, that did not help my frustration levels. I ended up having to do that entire field ourselves. Well, what was left, which was, like I said, well over half of it. So, wasn't impressed. And came very close to going, you know, a game is supposed to be fun. When it stops being fun, stop playing it. And yeah, that's what this morning's effort in Farm Sim felt like. It's just not at all fun. But hey, here we are. It's same day, different video, and look how wonderful things are. I'm still, we're going to run into our share of frustrating and weird problems, but hopefully I'm never taking on a potato contract again. No, that's it. You grow potatoes, it's your problem. It will at no point become my problem. I can't think of a fairer way to deal with it. Oh, you and your bus stop. This is just going to become weird, isn't it? I'm eventually going to accidentally knock your sign over. Just so you know. Yeah. So another 3 weeks and my wonderful country goes to a federal election. Oh, I don't know. It's a mess. It's just a mess. It's a good thing this isn't a political channel, because by now I'd be sitting in that clock tower with the rifle cocked waiting for the right windage. I swear. You know, just, I don't know. If you live outside of Canada, and by some chance, just for the amusement probably of it, you've been kind of following what's been going on here the last while, yeah. I can understand it would be quite amusing from afar, but up close and personal, yeah. It's about as amusing as having your fingernails pulled out. Damn trees everywhere. And I mean, in real life, I'm actually quite a fan of trees. You know? Seriously. Alright. This is quite the shape of a field, eh? Almost a perfect triangle. Almost. It's got a weird little kind of... Oh, look. There's a couple extra feet over here we can plow up. I don't know. But yeah, the rest of it's pretty much there. Way rounded that corner a bit. With our lizard colossus. Anyway, I've been baling that meadow area that we have. It's not really a meadow, but I'm really thinking it should be, you know? Because I have a feeling if we actually plowed out a field there, and there's lots of room, and then grass seeded it, did the lime, did the fertilizer, did all of that, I think we could quite easily support our sheeps and goats and probably the moose as well. So, something to do. We don't have any animals yet, but that's for exactly the reason that we have no way to take care of them at the moment. And I'm not going to go pick up animals until I can fill their troughs. Yeah, it quite surprises me, you know? I mean, on one hand, the AI, like that sorghum field we did there the other day, you know, there was some pretty tricky little... Oops, I accidentally pressed the stop there. There were some pretty tricky little maneuver areas they had to deal with in there. You know, trees to go around, poles, and you name it, did fine-ish. You know, there was a couple of times we had to go, really? You're gonna do that, are you? But for the most part, it was a pretty respectable job. So I have a feeling there's just something about potato harvesters and the AI that just goes, yeah, not me, buddy. So, yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. Not me, buddy. You got potatoes, it's your problem. But I do kind of miss where you could just simply, you know, let them start going up and down in a straight line and then just trim off the edges that aren't from a rectangular field. Yeah. When this works, it works amazingly. When it doesn't work, oh my god, it's horrible. Alright, am I gonna have room to sneak? Not quite, eh? This thing doesn't have the best turning radius, I gotta say. I mean, they made the effort, with, you know, with the 4 steering wheels in the back and such, but she's still, well, I guess it's, you know, probably at least as long as a city bus, wider. So, yeah. I can see that the big fat tires do quite leave the imprint on the ground, though, don't they? And look at how many lines. That's a lot of rows to harvest, man. I would have got hung up on that thing coming back out. Perfect. Oh, look at that. I have such skills. So there are links in my description to some rather good YouTube content. I've got Sooty Farmer in there if you want to see how someone who plays it without the frustration manages. One of the better farm sim players I've run across. And a heck of a nice guy. None of this ranting about what they're gonna do to your mom because you beat them at their game, or, you know, any of that stuff that seems to be such a regular part of the whole tube picture these days. And, then there is, of course, Old Man 102, the creator of all of the Ricci maps. A really good set of maps, especially if you're doing multiplayer, as they tend to be quite large with huge production facilities, etc. Although apparently he's finally, after me begging him for like 3 years now, he's making a homestead map. So now I just have to hope it isn't a 16x map that requires, you know, harvesters with 100-meter headers and that sort of thing. Because he does like making the more of a fantasy style map. You know, where you're doing 60 miles an hour while you're harvesting with a 100-foot header. It's not really my thing. I'm not opposed to, you know, working the system to your favor so that you get things done quicker, but there are limits. Eventually I just go, yeah, I think this might be a space game. Oh yeah, we're gonna fill this thing up again. Beautiful. Beautiful. So you can buy this particular harvester. This is the Lizard TARDIS series. You can buy it with a capacity of like 250,000 liters or something, and a header that'll do. And this I thought was weird because the harvester, the regular harvester, the grain harvester, you can get two models of that. The normal one, which does kind of normal grain harvester things. It doesn't have an excessive capacity, and it does, I think, 17, maybe 15 kilometer an hour or so while it's harvesting. Or you can buy the fast model, and the only difference is it does 25 kilometers an hour, which is much faster than a harvester is going to go, but it's not, you know, ridiculous. It's less than half or double the speed. But the version of this, you can buy the header that does 17 kilometer an hour, or the one that does 145 kilometers an hour. Can you imagine? We'd be across this field in like, I don't know, a second and a half. You know, we'd get to the end so hard, we'd go to turn around, we'd just roll the thing, like barrel roll it 8 times down the ditch. Yeah, I don't know, a little bit extreme. But, yeah, it'd almost be fun just to try. You know, wow! Yeah. A little message flashes up. AI worker has left orbit. Just, yeah. We're heading into the outer solar system now. I don't know, man. I just thought that was okay. You know. Let's try something different. Okie dokie. Yeah, I think I like it better the other way. I wonder if we're going to get it all in. I think so. We might have to make one more trip to the silo before we're done. Or actually the sell point, I guess. We're not keeping it, we're selling it. I want to get this loan paid off. I was trying to get by without doing it, by just doing contracts, but yeah. Between not giving me enough fertilizer for the one contract and charging me $23 to go... No, sorry. $23,000. My apologies. Yeah, didn't work out as we planned. Love the turning radius. No, I thought I'd be able to turn around the outside of those trees and come back through the gap, but not gonna happen, man. Not gonna happen. Oh, really? Come on. Trees, every single edge. Come on, there you go. Just makes every job take like 3 times as long as it should. It's not like they're not avoidable for the most part. I mean, if you're doing it yourself, obviously the AI can't avoid it. Like literally, that potato harvester, you know, he'd do this and slam into the tree. And then he'd pull backwards and slam into another tree. So you'd go and you'd cut the 2 trees down, you'd let him go, and you'd look and he wasn't moving again. The very next tree in the row, he would have driven directly into once he released him for those 2. And that went on until, like I said, he finally drove right off the field. And all the way through, like if this was a neighbor's field, he went almost to where the tree line is. And then all the way down to the end of their field, did a circle around, came back onto our field. And yeah, then proceeded to do this weird circle in one of the corners and then take off across the field again. It's like, what in God's name is it doing? So yeah, that was... like I've said before, it's a good thing they don't allow firearms in this game. I'd be shooting hired workers. We'd have a pile of corpses behind the farm, look like firewood. Which is not what this game's supposed to be about. You know. It's like Call of Duty with harvesters. Oh, we're gonna finish. We're not gonna be able to get the whole thing. Dang it. There we go, we're done. Pipe out. Alright. Well, that's okay. Like I said, this is the money in the bank, this one. There we go. Nice quick empty too. It's one thing I really like about these TARDIS, the lizard TARDIS harvesting stuff. Because it's the same thing with their grain harvester. It just goes, puh, there you are, and carries on. Whereas some of them, it seems like they're counting the grains as they go through the tube or something. Alright, let's sell this off, pay back a bit more of the loan, then we can finish that job. Then we can bring that thing home and we'll be able to start harvesting our own beets. There's nothing here that they can do, is there? Like if I was to try and process some of this? Dairy, not likely. You are flour and grains, aren't you? Yeah. No. Nope. It's either sell them or throw them away. So I went to the larger size bales. Those are the 150s instead of the 125s. They are pretty chunky. You get up next to one and boy oh boy can you ever tell the difference, I'll tell you what. Just massively. Okay. Oh no. These guys have a capacity limit, don't they? Crap. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Because, yeah, I'm on the trailer, so it's not like I just... Oh, there we go. It's just a really tiny... Nice. Just a really tiny hitbox. Okay, I can deal with that. Show me the money. $69, eh? You know what? Let's go back to finances. Let's pay off 50K this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down to 70. Because we still got more coming, right? So why not? Yeah, that mower baler combo thing, that's pretty good. That does work a treat. I don't know that you could use it for any sort of contract work. You know, if there was a baling contract, I don't know if it would work for that. It will pick up regular bales. You know, it'll act just like a forage harvester with a baler on it. But, don't know. There we go. Let's get this done. Geez, even getting through the bushes myself is tough. Now, is it going to leave a gap? Nope, good stuff. Good stuff. And let's get that pipe in. Barely room to maneuver you with it in, leave alone out. There we go. This last bit. Yeah, I'm done with the lines. I just want to get these last little scrapings into the box. There we go. Come here. Don't want to leave that one behind. Alright. Scoop. And we're done. And let's fold it up. Let's put the pipe out. And unload the little bit that's in there. Nice. Okay, pipe in. No, she used a fair bit of fuel, but not too much wear and tear. I'll bet the view inside is good. Oh yeah. That's perfectly acceptable. I'm sure that meets all DOT regulations. That's Department of Transport, by the way. Which is a thing here, might not be in other places, but yeah, it's kind of the thing here that governs highway laws and that sort of stuff. Ooh. Suddenly getting really, really twitchy frames here. Oh, I don't want to put you away. You are very much going to be going to work here. So, there we are. Well, 4,800 liters, that's not going to make us a lot. But what's the view like here? Oh, look at that. Amazing if you don't have a 12 tons of header hanging off the front of your window, what things can look like. Slow down here since I obviously drove over it too quick the last time. There we go. Dumpavoo the spinach. Ah, $4 grand, not bad. Considering it was basically just a splash of spinach. Not that you didn't know there was such a thing. Okay, oop, this isn't where I thought it was. That's okay, we'll go that way. There we go. Had to fill up the star I was down. It was actually flashing red on the fuel. There we go. There we go. Okay. So let's sell that field back. I don't know why that one's green. Here we go. Yeah, 18K. So, you don't... The land isn't worth a whole bunch, but... Let's see what we've got. So the only thing ready to harvest is the peat. Okay. That's growing. Just harvested. Okay. Well, there you go. Nice. And I see... Look what else we have. A little bit of veggies and stuff that we can sell. Nice. So 42K, huh? Well, it's a start. We do want to grab more contracts at some point, I suppose, but... a little bit worn out with them for the moment. See, look at the size of these freaking things, man. Jeez. Yeah, here's our little unit. It's quite a great little bit of kit, actually. Yeah. Now, let's turn on the mower. And then let's lower the pickup. Turn on the baler. And that easy. Kicks a load into the second chamber. Which is great because it can just keep on going even while it's spitting a bale out. Because it's loading the first chamber, and then when it gets it to a certain point, it kicks it into the second chamber. Now, I have, for the most part, been actually removing the trees, but I think these two, this one and the one over on that end, I'm gonna leave. It's got a great turning radius, doesn't it? Uh-oh. Almost too good there for a moment. Alright. Perfect. There you go. I'm surprised how much we are actually getting off of this, considering what a scruffy sort of, you know, collection of grasses and bushes and junk that it is. It's actually doing surprisingly well. Alright, we're about to kick our first bale out. There we go. That on the fly, doesn't care, just keeps on going. Loads the pre-chamber. Yeah, just bumped it into the second chamber. Now these we won't be selling by any stretch. Excuse me. In fact, we're going to have to see how many we have. I might want to wrap a few of them. Just to get ready so that we can sort of get our TMR mixers running. Just spit out one more bale here. But I think, my friends, we probably reached a good point for the first episode here, or the end of the episode. This grass up as well, so there we go. Now right along the edge. Beautiful. And back out into the main. So yeah, I'm going to call the episode here. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to hit that like button. And be thankful you didn't have to watch the other episode I made. Alright, take care of each other, folks. Ciao for now.